So what's going on, guys? Duty WW2 here, and today we have a bit of a talk video about Call of Duty World War 2, as you can tell by the title. I haven't been uploading because I've actually been working on this video because I've been waiting for everyone to discover stuff from the beta of Call of Duty World War 2, because I'm personally not pre-ordering it, so I don't have the private beta. So I've just been watching across YouTube, other different channels of their gameplays of the beta, and also what they found out, all the score streaks, all the divisions and different guns. So that's why I haven't been uploading, so I wanted to make this video straight away. I wanted to wait until most of the stuff has been found out about the beta, or furthermore about the actual game. So what you're probably looking at now is some Call of Duty World War 2 screenshots, mainly from the multiplayer trailer. This is actually from one of my old videos where I actually reacted to the trailer, and I went through some of the screenshots and some different parts of the trailer. The reason I put that in the background is because I've got a lot of stuff to do in a bit, probably tomorrow, and I don't have the time to actually get new screenshots, so that's why in some of these screenshots there's like diagrams and stuff of all the different things in the background of the pictures. So yeah, it's from an old video, so I hope that's alright, because I really don't have the time to actually make any new screenshots or get any new screenshots or any gameplay. Now the main thing I wanted to look at in the beta was how the lobbies and creator class is going to work, because specifically there isn't any creator class in Call of Duty World War 2. Apparently it's called Divisions. Now if you've been paying attention to the Call of Duty World War 2 stuff that's been coming out, you'll know that there's these things called Divisions. They basically mark your squad that you're a part of in Call of Duty World War 2. If you played Infinite Warfare, we had a thing called Teams, and there were basically missions you had to complete. It's basically the same thing, except you all have your own preset classes. You can customize them as well, but you have your own preset classes for your squad. Now in this beta I wasn't really too bothered about the different maps and the main look of the map, because I was more interested in the actual game, like the different gameplay mechanics and stuff, so it really didn't bother me. It looks great, like of course it looks great, but it just didn't really catch my eye, if you get what I mean. The main things I wanted to see was all the different World War 2 guns as well, along with divisions, lobbies and creator class and stuff. And there's this one gun that caught my eye, it's called the Grease gun, and it's actually quite good from looking at gameplay. So I've seen some people use it and it's actually quite good. Another good gun as well is the STG, and I think it is an assault rifle, correct me if I'm wrong, but I've been seeing gameplays where people have been going on nuclears. I think they're called nuclears in Call of Duty World War 2, I'm not too sure, I can't remember, but I've seen people going nuclears with the STG, and apparently it's just ridiculously overpowered. Another thing I wanted to talk about Call of Duty World War 2 is that we do have a firing range for score streaks as well, apparently. I don't know if this is in the actual beta, I haven't seen beta gameplay of it yet. I'll probably go have a look after this and probably put something on the screen to say, or probably not because I'm lazy. But anyway, if you want to test out your score streak, if you know what the firing range is, it's basically when you're in your creator class and you want to test your class before you actually use it, you can go to a firing range and you can test it out. That's in the beta as well, I think. And you've now got one for score streak, so say you unlock a new score streak, you want to try it, for example, mortars, for example, you want to try them out, you can go to the score streaks, I think, and you can go to a firing range. It lets you test them out on NPC enemies, if you get what I mean. Now this is actually really helpful and new, we've never seen this in Call of Duty before. It's actually really helpful because the amount of times like you unlock a new score streak, you desperately want to use it, and then once you've actually got it in game, you just don't know how to use it. So this will be good for those new players that want to learn how to use score streaks properly. Now you're probably seeing these on the screen now, I'm not too sure because I've probably edited this wrong, but the paratroopers, continuing the trend of score streaks in this video, the paratroopers are apparently the highest score streak you can get, like the most points or score streak you can get. And to be honest, I'm kind of disappointed about it. I thought these things were going to be, because they're the highest score streak, I thought they were going to be kind of like the GI unit, like kind of OP but not too OP. If you get what I mean, like good, like a good score streak worth having on your class. But I'm kind of disappointed, like for example, I'm comparing it to the GI unit just because it's kind of the same concept. With a GI unit you can probably get, what, 6 to 10 kills a game, if you actually get it. With the paratroopers, when you call them in, they obviously come in through a drop zone out of a plane, and because obviously they are paratroopers, they have parachutes and they parachute down. Now, the really stupid thing about this, and I get it's to make the game more realistic, more World War 2-y, if that's a kind of a word, but if an enemy player sees that you've called in paratroopers, they can actually shoot the parachutes so they fall to their death. Now, you could have worked all that way up just to be able to get that score streak, and when an enemy seems to have been deployed, he can just shoot the paratroopers' parachutes, and they'll just fall to their death. So that's kind of wasted. I can see why they've done that, but even now, the paratroopers only get you 4 to 6 kills. Like, for some people that might be a decent amount, but to me it's not really that good of an amount of kills, to be honest. I would have expected more. And this is kind of the same thing with care packages. This is actually kind of a strat you could use, but when you call in a care package, it comes in from a plane, dropped off, parachuted down. What you can also do is shoot the parachute so it comes down quicker. Now, I don't know whether to take that as a positive or a negative, because maybe if it hits the ground too hard, it's going to bounce and bounce somewhere else, because that's kind of the thing with care packages if you've played Call of Duty for quite a bit of time. Now, another thing I wanted to talk about was the maps in the Call of Duty World War II beta. Now, these maps are actually kind of good. If you haven't seen the maps and you want kind of a description, think of COD 4 maps, being able to get on top of buildings and stuff, but like a kind of battlefield theme. Like, there's one map where I think it's on the Germany beach, you know, from the beach from Saving Private Ryan, when they got that big concrete building they have to get to. It's basically that kind of map. You can walk on top of that, and there's like trenches and stuff. You can walk above the trench. You can basically walk anywhere. It's kind of, like, to me, it kind of reminds me of a COD 4 map, just because in COD 4 you can literally just get on top of buildings, and like, it technically doesn't count as a glitch, but it's just getting to a certain spot of the map that's there. Now, this video may seem a bit short to some people, but I just wanted to go over the main things that are in the Call of Duty World War II beta. Like I said, I wasn't spending ages making this. It's just because I waited a few days because I knew the beta was going to come out. It actually came out early. I wanted to wait for the beta to come out, and I wanted to make a video on COD World War II. I haven't made one in ages, but I waited for the beta to come out and just waited a couple of days, see what people find, and just watch gameplays and videos about it, just because I don't have it myself, so I could see what other people have found and stuff, so I have more of a video to talk about COD World War II on. But that's going to be the end of this video. If you did like, please like and subscribe to the video, it really does help me out, and I'll be seeing you guys later with some more gameplay soon. See ya!